So, good morning, students. So, in the last class, we have seen the energy of a signal and power of a signal, and spectral density of energy signal and power signal, and energy spectral density (ESD). Okay. So, and also power spectral density. Okay. Power uh, density spectrum of power signal. Okay. So today we'll see power spectral density. Okay. PhD. So this is the power spectral density. So this is nothing but PhD. Okay. So power spectral density. So we have EHD, no, energy spectral density. So same like that, there is a power spectral density. So this is the distribution of average power of a signal in frequency domain. Okay. So this power spectral density is nothing but distribution distribution of of average power average power average power in the frequency frequency domain frequency domain is called PhD. Okay. So uh, uh, so in order to find out the power of a signal, that means power spectral density. Okay. As I told you, energy signal is nothing but a periodic signal, and power signal is nothing but the periodic signal. Okay. So let us consider a series of it's a an infinite sine wave signal. Okay. So this is nothing but, so let us consider this signal. This is a, so this is infinite sine signal. Okay. So it is up to so on. Okay. It is an infinite periodic signal. Okay. So this is x of t. So here also, so that is a sine wave both in positive axis and negative axis. Okay. So here also it will be continuing. Okay. So let us consider this is a power signal. Okay. So this is a power signal. Okay. So next, mm, let us truncate this signal. So that means let us truncate this signal. That means between the interval mod tau by 2. Okay. So truncate the above signal with within the interval within the interval mod tau by 2. Okay. Mod tau by 2. So that means let the truncated signal be, so whatever the truncated signal, so that let us consider this is x tau of t. Okay. So that means truncating means you are changing that periodic signal into an finite, means infinite signal. This is an infinite signal into finite signal. Okay. So and a periodic, this is also periodic signal into finite value. Okay. So that finite value, that given signal is defined between the interval mod t is between the interval minus tau by 2 to tau by 2. Okay. So when you truncate the above signal, so you will get this. So this is x tau of t, x tau of t. So let us consider. So so this signal, this positive side is truncated from 0 to tau by 2. Okay. And in the negative side, it is truncated to minus tau by 2. Tau by 2. Okay. So positive side, it is tau by 2, tau by 0 to tau by 2, and negative side 0 to minus tau by 2. So that means so the total period of this signal is nothing but tau. Okay. So that means the signal, the above signal is divided into two parts. Positive side is tau by 2 and negative side is minus tau by 2. Okay. So this signal is nothing but truncated power signal. Okay. Truncated power signal. Okay. So this is a truncated power signal. Okay. Now the signal xt of tau is finite duration tau. Hence, so this is a finite duration, so hence it is a energy signal. Okay. So that means we converted whatever the infinite duration signal into finite duration signal. So this is a finite duration signal. Okay, so here x tau of t is of finite duration. Is of finite duration. So when it is finite duration of tau, hence the above signal is for nothing but energy signal. Okay, hence the signal is energy signal. Okay, so energy signal means you can find out the energy of a signal. So what is energy of a signal? E equal to what? Integration minus infinity to infinity mod x tau of t whole square, x tau of t whole square into dt. Okay, so if you represent this energy of a signal in terms of frequency domain, so what you are getting? 1 by 2 pi integration minus infinity to infinity mod x tau of omega whole square into d omega, tau of omega into d omega. So that means that these two are where you can write x tau of t is the, for x tau of t, what is the Fourier transform? X tau of omega. Okay, so x tau of omega. So uh, as as x of t is defined over the integral minus tau by 2 to tau by 2. Okay, uh, is same as x tau of t over interval minus infinity to plus infinity. Okay, so that means x of t is defined over the interval minus tau by 2 to tau by 2. This is same as x tau of t, which is defined over the interval minus infinity to infinity. So that means you can write this one above equation. So integral minus infinity to infinity. So mod x tau of t whole square dt equal to integration minus tau by 2 to tau by 2 mod x of t whole square into dt. Okay, so that means here x of t is defined from minus infinity to infinity, x tau of t is defined from minus tau by 2 tau by 2. So that means both are same, no? So that means if you multiply with minus 1 by tau, okay, multiply with 1 by 2 on both sides, what you are getting? 1 by tau integration minus tau by 2 to tau by 2 mod x of t whole square, okay, equal to 1 by 2 pi 1 by 2 pi into 1 by tau integration minus infinity to infinity mod x tau of omega whole square into d omega. Okay, so that means when you are multiplying with tau on both sides, and when you are representing this energy of a signal in terms of time domain and time domain and frequency domain, you will get this relation. So if tau tends to infinity, so that means if limit of this tau tends to infinity on LHS, okay, so this the above signal becomes a average power of a signal. Okay, so the above signal becomes average power. Okay, so when that means what is power of a signal? So power you can represent as 1 by 2 pi 1 by 2 pi integration minus infinity to infinity limit t tends to tau tends to infinity uh, x tau of omega whole square by tau into d omega. Okay, so this is nothing but the average power of a signal. Okay, so if tau tends to infinity, so as tau tends to infinity, so our value x tau of omega whole square by tau tends to some finite value. Okay, so you are getting some finite value. So let us consider this finite value is let us consider that finite value is s of omega. So what is s of omega? Limit tau tends to infinity. So whatever the term present in the inside the integration, So that you consider as s of omega x of tau not by tau. Okay. So this, let us consider this is s of omega. So now what is average power? So now what is average power? Average power of the function is given by average power. So this is the average power. Average power is x square of t. So this is x square of t equal to 1 by 2 pi integration minus infinity to infinity s of omega into d omega. Okay, or integration minus infinity to infinity s of f into d, s of f into df, where x square of t, this is nothing but the mean square value of mean square value of x of t, mean square value of x of t. Okay, so now so what is the average power? So therefore average power, uh, so you can define, so for average power equal to 2 into 1 by 2 pi, okay, integration 0 to infinity. So that means here minus infinity to infinity, no, so that means from 0 to infinity you can write 2 to, so anyway it is a periodic signal, so on positive side and negative side both are same, so we can write 2 into 1 by 2 pi s of omega into 2 omega. Okay, so 2 get cancelled, so what you can write, this is equal to 1 by pi integration 0 to infinity s of omega into d omega. Okay, or in terms of frequency f, if you write 2 into integration 0 to infinity s of f into df, s of f into df. Okay, so phd of a power signal is given by, so phd, power spectral density of a periodic signal, is given by s of omega, that is equal to 2 pi summation n equal to minus infinity to infinity mod cn whole square del of omega minus n omega naught, del of n minus n omega naught, or in terms of s of f, so summation n equal to minus infinity to infinity mod cn whole square del of f, f minus n f naught. Okay, so this is the power spectral density. Okay, and next input output relation. So in input output relation, same as the energy spectral energy spectral density, whatever we discussed in the last class. So what you will get, the relationship between the input and output. Okay, so the relationship between the input and output, what you are getting. So relation between input and output. So what you are getting, s y of omega equal to mod h of omega whole square into s x of omega. Okay, so in terms of frequency, sy of f equal to mod h of f whole square into sx of f. Okay, so this is how we can find out the power spectral density. Okay, so now properties. So if you see the properties of power spectral density, so properties of power spectral density, phd. Okay, so first property, the area under phd function is equal to average power of that signal. Okay, so that means in terms of mathematically, if you define, so p equal to 1 by 2 pi. Okay, the area under the phd of a function is equal to what, average power of the signal. So what is the average power of the signal? 1 by 2 pi integration minus infinity to infinity s of omega into d omega. Okay, so that is equal to integration minus infinity to infinity s of f into df. Okay, so that means the area under the phd is equal to average power of the average power of that signal. Okay, and second property, the input output phd of a so input and output phds of linear time invariant system is related as sy of omega equal to mod h of omega whole square into Sx of omega. Okay, this is the second property. So we already seen the relationship between the input output of an LTI system is this one, xy of omega equal to mod h of omega. So the whatever h of omega is nothing but the transfer function into Sx of omega. Okay, so third property, autocorrelation function r of tau, and power spectral density S of omega. Okay, form a Fourier transform pair. So that means r of tau. So if you apply the Fourier transform for autocorrelation function, you will get power spectral density. Okay, so that means when you are applying the Fourier transform for cross correlation, you get the energy spectral density. Here, when you apply the Fourier transform for autocorrelation function r of tau, you will get the S of omega, that is power spectral density. Okay, so now we'll see the difference between the energy spectral density and power spectral density. Okay, I will, so with a tabular form I will explain you. So here if you see, this is energy spectral density and this is nothing but power spectral density. Okay, so first of all, what is ESD, energy spectral density? So energy spectral density is nothing but it gives the distribution of energy of a signal in a frequency domain. Okay, so it gives distribution of energy of a signal in frequency domain. Okay, in frequency domain. So what is power spectral density? It gives the distribution of power in a which domain? Distribution of power in frequency domain. Okay, so energy spectral density will give in uh, mm, distribution of energy of a signal in frequency domain. Power spectral density, it gives distribution of power of a signal in frequency domain. Okay, so this is one property, one difference. And the second difference, it gives psi of omega, energy spectral density, equal to what? Mod x of omega whole square. Okay, so it gives psi of omega equal to mod x of omega whole square. Okay, whereas power spectral density gives s of omega, okay, equal to, so we consider that as s of omega, no? So limit tau tends to infinity, mod x of omega whole square by tau. Okay, so that here the energy spectral density is psi of omega. Here power spectral density is nothing but s of omega. Okay, and next, if you see, the total energy, so here in energy spectral density, so the total energy, is given by, okay, so the total energy, okay, so total energy is given by equal to what? 1 by 2 pi integration minus infinity to infinity psi of omega into d omega. Okay, so that is equal to what? Integration minus infinity to infinity psi of f into df. Okay, it gives the total energy. Okay, and in power spectral density, the total power is given by, so what is the total power? P equal to what? 1 by 2 pi integration minus infinity to infinity s of omega into d omega. This is equal to summation integration minus infinity to infinity s of f into df. Okay, so here it gives the total energy by using this formula. Here it gives the total power by using this formula. Okay, and what is the fourth property? Fourth property, the autocorrelation autocorrelation of energy signal and its energy spectral density form a Fourier transform pair. Okay, so that means autocorrelation function. So that means R of tau. Okay, R of tau, autocorrelation function of an energy signal. Okay, and its energy spectral density. So what is energy spectral density? Psi of omega. Okay, so this is autocorrelation of an energy signal, and this is nothing but ESD, energy spectral density, form a Fourier transform pair. Okay, and fourth one, if you see, the autocorrelation of a power signal, autocorrelation function of a power signal, R of tau, power signal. So this is nothing but autocorrelation of a power signal. So power signal, okay, autocorrelation of a power signal, and uh, power spectral density. So what is the power spectral density? S of omega. Okay, so this is nothing but power spectral density, form a Fourier transform pair. Okay, so that means, so here also R of tau, Fourier transform pair, psi of f. Okay, so here, so this is Fourier transform pair, R of tau, Fourier transform pair, S of f, S of f. Okay, so this is one of the important questions they can ask in the final exam. What is the difference between the energy spectral density and power spectral density? Okay, so like this you have to write the difference between the ESD, energy spectral density, and power spectral density. Okay, so now we'll see the relation between autocorrelation function and energy or power spectral density. Okay, so relation between autocorrelation function and energy energy uh, energy or power spectral density. Okay, so the relationship between the autocorrelation function and power spectral density. So as you know, the autocorrelation function R of tau and the energy spectral density psi of omega form a Fourier transform pair. Okay, so we already know. So what is that? R of tau. So this is nothing but autocorrelation function, and Fourier transform. So psi of omega is nothing but energy spectral density. Okay, so this is autocorrelation function. Okay, autocorrelation of a energy signal, and energy spectral density. So ESD. So both will form a Fourier transform pair. Okay, this you need to prove. Okay, so what is autocorrelation function of x of t? Let us consider the signal x of t. Okay, so for x of t, what is autocorrelation function? R of tau equal to what? Integration minus infinity to infinity x of t into x conjugate of t minus tau into d2. Okay, now, so in the above equation, replacing x conjugate of t minus tau by its inverse transform, inverse Fourier transform. So when you replace x conjugate of t minus tau with its inverse Fourier transform, so what you are getting? R of tau equal to integration minus infinity to infinity x of t 1 by 2 pi integration minus infinity to infinity x of omega into e power j omega into t minus tau into d omega. Okay, so d omega whole conjugate into dt. whole conjugate into dt. Okay, so x star of t minus x conjugate of t minus 2, that inverse Fourier transform is this one, 1 by 2 pi integration minus infinity to infinity x of omega e power j omega t minus tau d omega whole conjugate. Okay, so when you bring this conjugate towards inside, so what you are getting, r of tau equal to 1 by 2 pi 1 by 2 pi integration minus infinity to infinity x of t integration minus infinity to infinity x star x conjugate of omega. Okay, x conjugate of omega, so e power minus j omega, so it will become, so initially it is plus, it becomes minus, so j omega d omega d omega into dt into dt. Okay, so now what you should do, you should interchange the order of integration. Interchange the order of integration. Okay, if you interchange the order of integration, so what you are getting, r of tau equal to 1 by 2 pi 1 by 2 pi integration minus infinity to infinity. So you bring this x conjugate of omega outside. So when you bring this x conjugate of omega outside, okay, so again if you write uh, so so move this x of t into inside, so if you change the order of integration, so you are getting e power minus j omega t, so you multiply this. Okay, so you multiply this e power minus j omega t into minus plus, so e power j omega tau so here dt will be there into d omega. Okay, so r of tau equal to 1 by 2 pi 1 by 2 pi integration minus infinity to infinity x conjugate of omega. So what is this one? This is the Fourier transform of x of t. Okay, so this is the Fourier transform of x of t. So when you apply the Fourier transform of x of t, what you will get, x of omega. Okay, so x of omega e power j omega tau into d omega, e power j omega tau into d omega. Okay, so r of tau equal to 1 by 2 pi integration minus infinity to infinity. So it is a multiplication of conjugate and its true value. So when you multiply, you will get mod of x of omega whole square. You can write like this, no? E power j omega tau into d omega, e power j omega tau into d omega. So that means r of tau equal to 1 by 2 pi integration minus infinity to infinity. So what is this one? Mod x of omega whole square. So is nothing but psi of omega, no? So we are seen in the energy spectral density. So this is nothing but psi of omega equal to what? Mod x of omega whole square. Mod x of omega whole square. Okay, so this is nothing but psi of omega e power j omega tau into d omega, e power j omega tau d omega. Since psi of omega equal to what? Mod x of omega whole square. So this is nothing but inverse Fourier transform of psi of omega. Okay, so inverse Fourier transform of psi of omega. So that means from here, what is psi of omega? Psi of omega is nothing but Fourier transform of r of tau. So psi of omega equal to Fourier transform of r of tau. So that means from this proof, so we can prove that. So we can prove that the r of tau, that is nothing but autocorrelation function of energy signal and energy spectral density, that is psi of omega, form a Fourier transform pair. Fourier transform pair. Okay. So this is the relationship between the autocorrelation function of energy signal and energy spectral density. Okay. So next, relation between autocorrelation function relation between autocorrelation function R of tau and power spectral density. Power spectral density. So power spectral density. Okay, so PhD. So here also the autocorrelation function R of tau of a power signal, okay, power spectral density of a power autocorrelation function R of tau and power spectral density form a of a power signal form a Fourier transform pair. Okay, so that means autocorrelation function of a power signal and power spectral density, okay, of a power signal form a Fourier transform pair. Okay, so this sorry, this one is Fourier transform. So this is Fourier transform. Fourier transform. So this is autocorrelation of a power signal, and this is nothing but power spectral density of a power signal. Okay. So now we need to prove this one. So autocorrelation function of a power or periodic signal is defined of a signal. So let us consider x of t. Okay. So it is defined in terms of Fourier series coefficients. So that means r of tau equal to what? Summation n equal to minus infinity to infinity in terms of Fourier series. Cn into c minus n e power j n omega naught tau. Omega naught tau. Okay. So where Cn and c minus n are nothing but the exponential Fourier series coefficients. Okay. So so this you can write as r of tau equal to what? Summation n equal to minus infinity to infinity mod c of n whole square. Anyway, that is a conjugate, no? So e power j n omega naught tau. E power j n omega naught tau. Now taking Fourier transform on both sides. Taking Fourier transform on both sides. Okay. So when you take the Fourier transform on both sides, so what you are getting? Fourier transform of r of tau, Fourier transform of r of tau equal to integration minus infinity to infinity summation n equal to minus infinity to infinity mod Cn whole square e power j n omega naught tau into e power minus j omega naught tau into d tau. Okay, applying the Fourier transform. Okay, now interchange the order of integration. Interchange the order of integration. So if you interchange the order of integration, so Fourier transform of r of tau, Fourier transform of r of tau equal to summation n equal to minus infinity to infinity mod Cn whole square integration minus infinity to infinity e power minus j. So if you combine these two, so what you are getting? Minus j tau. So anyway, tau is common. J tau omega minus omega naught. Omega minus omega naught n omega naught n omega naught into d tau. Omega minus n omega naught d tau. Okay. So that means this one you can write as 2 pi summation n equal to minus infinity to infinity mod Cn whole square del of omega minus n omega. Okay, this is equal to summation n equal to minus infinity to infinity mod Cn whole square del of f minus f naught n f naught del of n minus f naught. Okay, so that means if you see the RHS, RHS is the power spectral density S of omega. Okay, so if you observe, this one is nothing but S of omega. Okay, or S of f of periodic function. Okay, so now so what you got? So when you apply the Fourier transform of autocorrelation function of a power signal, so what you got? S of omega. or S of f you got. Okay, S of f you got. So that means inverse Fourier transform of S of omega, okay, equal to what? R of tau. R of tau. So that means from above two equations you can say that autocorrelation function uh, of a power signal and power spectral density of a power signal form a Fourier transform pair. Okay, so S of omega or S of f. So like this you have to prove. Okay, so this is the relationship between the autocorrelation function and power spectral density of a power signal. Okay, next is relation between the convolution and correlation. Relation between convolution and correlation. Okay, so relation between the convolution and correlation. Okay, so so what is a correlation? So correlation is nothing but so what is a correlation? We already discussed R12 equal to what? Summation minus infinity to infinity x1 of t into x2 of t minus tau into dt. So that means so if you observe this formula for the correlation, so what we are doing, we are multiplying x1 of t with the function x2 of t displaced by the tau seconds. Okay, so you are multiplying x1 of t with x2 of t, and x2 of t is displaced by tau seconds. Okay, so coming to convolution. So what is convolution? X1 of t convolution of x2 of t equal to what? Integration minus infinity to infinity x1 of tau, x1 of tau, and x2 of t minus tau d tau. Okay, t minus tau d tau. So here what we are doing here, we are multiplying two signals x1 of t, and here x2 of t is folded by what? Minus t. Okay, x2 of t is folded by minus t, and it is displaced by what? Tau. So that means x2 of tau minus t. Okay, sorry. So this is the one second. So this one is a tau minus t. Okay, so tau minus t. So that means what we are doing, uh, you are you are multiplying. That means you are replacing t with the tau. Okay, t with tau in x1 of t. Okay, so when you are replacing t with tau, what it becomes? X1 of tau. Okay, and x2 of t you are folding. That means you are folding by minus t. Okay, the folded function, this is a folded function, and it is displaced by tau. So that means when it is displaced by tau, what it becomes? Tau minus t. Okay, tau minus t. So this function and this function you are multiplying, and over the integration, so area under the product curve, so we are making area under the product curve, and that means you are integrating with respect to tau. Okay, so this is nothing but the correlation. Okay, so like this you can define this is nothing but convolution, and this is nothing but correlation. Convolution and correlation. Now take this equation. Okay, so when you are taking this equation, replacing the dummy variable tau in the above integral by another variable, So what is the another variable? Let us consider n. Okay, so when you replace with a dummy variable x1 of t convolution of x2 of t, so what you are getting? Integration minus infinity to infinity x1 of n x2 of n minus t into dn. Okay, so this equation you got. Next, changing the variable from tau to t to tau. Okay, changing the variable variable from t to tau. Okay, so when you change the variable from t to tau, so what you will get? x1 of tau convolution of x2 of tau equal to what? Integration minus infinity to infinity x1 of n x2 of n minus tau d tau. Okay, so that means this is nothing but r12 of tau, no? R12 of tau. Okay, so if you r12 of tau is nothing but x1 of t into x2 of t minus tau d tau. Okay, dt. So that means here in place of so here this is dn. Okay, so this is nothing but in place of t you have n. Okay, so x1 of t minus tau dt. Okay, x1 of tau, x1 of n, x2 of n minus tau dn. Okay, this is nothing but the autocorrelation function. So hence, what is the relation between autocorrelation and convolution? R12 of tau is nothing but x1 of t, x1 of t. So here you have to take this one as minus t. Okay, x1 of t convolution of x2 of minus t. Okay, so this is equal to, so let us consider this one, x1 of t convolution of, this is x1 of t convolution of uh, uh, x1 x2 of minus t. Okay, so you take this equation, x1 of t convolution of x2 of minus t. So that means when you do this one, also what you are getting, uh, integration minus infinity infinity x1 of tau. Okay, uh, x2 of tau minus t d tau. Okay, so I calculated the convolution of x1 of t and convolution of x2 of minus t. Okay, so what I got the correlation. Okay, so that means r1 of tau is nothing but the convolution of x1 of t and x2 of minus t, keeping t equal to what? Tau. Keeping t equal to tau. Okay, so as you know, the convolution is commutative. So that means r12 of tau equal to what? x2 of t convolution of x1 of minus t at a t equal to tau. Okay, so this is the main relation between the, so this is the relation between uh, convolution and correlation. Okay, so that means convolution of x1 of t and x2 of minus t replacing t equal to tau, or convolution of x2 of t and x1 of minus t replacing t equal to tau. So that you got that you will get the correlation. Okay, so this is the relation. So today we discussed about the power spectral density. Okay, so derivation for the power spectral density, how you will get the uh, value for the power spectral density, and next relation between the autocorrelation function and energy spectral density, okay, of an energy signal, and the relation between the autocorrelation function and power spectral density of a power signal, and a relation between convolution and correlation. Okay.